Hey, this is Angie.
And this is Ryan.
And we are
Happy Healthy Vegan. Little head twirls today. Well, as you may know, if you're into the raw food world or the 80-10-10 kind of way of eating, a lot of people are really into the concept of food combining. A lot of people, are concerned about eating food in the right order. Should you have fats or sugars first or second? It can get really complicated really quickly too. And a lot of people have been asking us, well, not a lot, but some have been asking us, how do we deal with the whole food combining philosophy? What's our approach? So we thought we'd share that with you today.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll get questions on either on my Instagram pictures, instagram.com/happyhealthyvegan, where I post a lot of food pictures.
Yeah.
Or on my recipe videos. I'm never quite sure what to say, but so I guess this is the time when I'll say my piece on food combining. It all seemed really daunting to me. I was like, oh my gosh, how am I ever gonna memorize all this stuff? And there's all these charts and all these principles and stuff. Like foods that I've taken for granted as being like a delicious combination, or now I have to think of as being bad for me. And I was kind of bummed out, actually. I was like, wow.
This is hard.
Yeah, this is hard.
Especially as a chef, yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of you guys watching our show are new to this, so it could be that some of the questions I'm getting are from people who felt like I did, like, wow, is this important for me to follow? Do I need to do this in order to succeed on a vegan diet?
So let's kind of spill the beans on it, how we weigh in on this. Basically, we don't really follow that many strict rules with regards to food combining.
Yeah, I very quickly just stopped paying attention to the food combining chart because I couldn't memorize it and I didn't want to change my ways. However, as we're always talking about, what we do is pay attention to our bodies.
Number one principle, guys, if you're eating some food and it does something bad to you, listen to what your body's telling you.
Yeah, don't do that again.
Yeah.
My worst case scenario example is April Electra. I remember she had a really bad food combining experience at Woodstock, and it involved higher fat durian with
oranges?
Yeah, I think probably the orange
Citrus
juice, and then maybe she'd also had dates that day, which is a high sweet, and those are kind of classically 3 things you're not supposed to combine.
Yeah.
And she felt awful, and I think she continued to feel kind of bad the next day, kind of like a hangover, and I was like, wow, that's scary. So as it turns out, my favorite salad would probably make April really sick.
The one you make.
The one that I make, and I tend to eat it kind of like every day if I've got the ingredients. And it's just, it's whichever kind of lettuce greens I've got, or might also include like a spinach or something, or arugula too. And then I love to put an avocado on it, and chunks and juice of a citrus, preferably pink grapefruit. And then a lot of times I'll also add in, if I've got them, fresh mangoes, or maybe even sliced strawberries, or pieces of fresh date. Mm-hmm. Every time I have this salad, and I had it pretty much every day, like, I'm gonna really pay attention to see what happens. And my results were this. I was like, on one day, I was like, oh, I might feel a little something starting in my belly. Is it gonna turn into a big stomachache? I waited, and I had one fart. Just one fart! Well, is it gonna be a fart storm? No, it was just one little fart, so I thought, that's actually not that big of a deal. If that's what's not optimal.
It's one fart.
One fart, okay.
If that handles it,
yeah.
No big deal. And that's why people are so concerned about food combining. They have digestive issues that result from poor combining. And everyone's a little bit different.
Yeah. For me personally, when I think about how my digestion used to be, when we were just on a vegetarian diet, he could eat, cheese enchiladas or cheese pizza, no problem. But me, I don't even want to get into some of the stories that happened to me. But
so that's
basically,
when you
I would have
trouble with dairy.
Everything bad would happen. I would get like a really fierce stomach that wouldn't go away. And I remember if I'd have like a little cheese at my friend's party, like it would just feel like my pants didn't fit anymore. And then, I would have sometimes explosive diarrhea. And other times no poop would come out, but I would just feel like hot sweats, like I'm going to pass out on the toilet, sitting on there for like an hour. And
so explosive diarrhea versus a fart.
Yeah, I'll take a fart.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's not a big deal. Yeah. But then speaking of which, this actually reminds me, so speaking of paying attention to your body and like what kind of foods you can and can't eat, I used to really love like kimchi, and even when I was a kid, I used to love sauerkraut. I thought sauerkraut was so great, and I have friends here, like literally the next block over, that make their own homemade sauerkraut. And so Friday, they're having a big party to launch the new sauerkraut line.
It was a fermentation festival.
Yeah, it's a Coronado fermentation station. Anyway, so he makes this hand-cut, small batch sauerkraut. And I really just went to go to dance because my friend Adriana was DJing, but part of the entrance fee was you could get a nori roll, which I haven't even had a nori roll in a long time. Like, it's a nori roll with just vegetables and sauerkraut on it. And then the other option was a mead, and mead is made with honey, so I wasn't going to get that. It's not vegan, so I got the roll, and wow, it was like, it tasted really good. I was like, this cilantro is amazing. Ooh, wow, this cabbage is so fresh. I was like, oh, this is really great. I don't even taste like onions and garlic. I should have asked him. I don't even taste onions and garlic.
So what happened when your high carb, high fruit diet ate this?
Yeah, so I've been dancing for 2 hours. And I thought, okay, now seems like a great time to introduce the the nori
Trying
roll.
to carb back up or something?
Well, I started to get stomach ache, and then the stomach ache got worse, and I felt like I was like gaining pant size. I was like, oh, and I was like, literally, I was walking and rubbing my belly, and people kept asking me like, what's wrong? I was like, oh, I can't eat fermented foods. I can't do it anymore. I'm so used to eating fresh foods that now fermented foods, not optimal for me.
Yeah.
For me, for all of them, they're all like, probiotics are great. It's helping me digest all my food. I'm like, for me, it's the opposite. I can't eat this probiotic fermented food.
Yeah, your intestinal flora is not optimized for that sort of food.
I'd rather have avocados on starches any day. It's way more optimal for me. So yeah, so it just goes to show that everyone's body's different. Personally, the food combining chart hasn't proven to be like a life changer for us. But if it is for you, then I'm really glad that you found it.
Yeah. So share with us down below in the comments. Fart stories, first and foremost, and also too, how's your experience with food combining? Do you follow a religious food combining practice? Do you have digestive issues that force you to follow strict?
I know
food
Jonas
combining?
is going to be down in here. Jonas passes out food combining charts at Fruit Loops. We found out this weekend.
Or you're like us, your digestion's pretty robust, and you don't need to worry too much about stuff. I just follow stuff. I don't try to have fats before I eat a bunch of fruit or something like that.
That's true.
Mm-hmm, so,
I try to pay attention to that too. Like if we have we have a starchy dinner, it'll be several hours before we have banana ice cream or whatever. Yeah, so I think that's proper.
That's kind of the extent of what we do on a regular basis. So share with us too what you guys are doing, and if you've been watching but not subscribing, change all that. Hit that button up there.
All right, so this should be some interesting comments.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing them.
Well, until next time,
remember,
keep it carb, baby. Keep it carb.
Divided by the seasons, divided by the tides, the days become the reasons and the meanings of our lives. Divided by the seasons, divided by the tides, the days become the reasons and the meanings of our lives.